Well, we said we wanted to try and replay this videotape.
Right.
So you were having this argument with your wife. You were having some negative thoughts. Let's review those a little bit.
Yeah. You know, the one that bothers me most is I'm a lousy dad. I'm always thinking that.
Looks like there's a few others that might have been triggered there.
Yeah. I can't even do that right. He's going to hate me. I'm going to screw up his life.
Any thoughts about your interaction with him?
I'm horrible. I'm not a good dad to him. He needs better than me.
When you take a look at the facts, you know, how you actually are going about interacting with him, what's that like?
Yeah, I'm always irritable with him. I'm snapping at him all the time. I don't give him any slack. And he's 13. He's between you and me, he's can really annoy the tar out of me.
Well, I hear you using a lot of words.
Yeah.
Like always and never. If you look back in the last, say, month,
Yeah.
what's it actually been like?
You know, I love this kid. I'd do anything for him. But I'm not there. I don't go to his games.
What do you do with him?
Yell at him, it seems like. I've been to 1 or 2 games in the last month or so, his matches.
You know, games are a pretty isolated event. You're
Yeah.
around him, you know, a lot more of the time.
Right.
What's your interaction like?
I don't know, by the time I get home at night and he gets homework done, we hardly have much time to talk with each other. You know, his wrestling matches was one of the things we had in common. It was kind of one of those things we shared.
Let's maybe take a long view, you know, look back the last month or two.
Sure.
Think about all the different interactions you've had with him.
Yeah.
Any
Well,
specifics?
You know, we've had some good times. We went on a camping trip a few months ago. It was really good. We try to go canoeing once a year together. He had a major meet last month, and I was able to, it was an all-day wrestling meet, and I was able to go to that.
Can you jive that view of yourself with what you were just telling me?
I guess I'm not a horrible dad.
Just not perfect?
I don't feel like I'm good enough dad.
But it sounds like you do have some okay interactions with him.
Yeah, it's not always bad.
Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes it also helps to take a step back, not be sort of on the hot seat so much
Right.
yourself. Sort of ask somebody else who's in the same situation to maybe evaluate you instead of you evaluating
Right.
you. Anybody that you know have a son, you know, have a lot of stress at work that you might be able to ask or put yourself in the position of thinking like him?
There's this guy named Joe at work. He's a line super team leader as well. His son's grown, and we were talking about this the other day at break.
Well, if you were to, you know, ask Joe, he's the expert
Yeah.
here, how would he view your situation with your son?
Well, he's always telling me I'm being too hard on myself. He says, you know, you're not a bad dad, you're just a stressed dad.
So when you look at that concept, stress dad,
Yeah,
what thoughts go through your mind?
it's true. But
And a stressed dad,
is an irritable dad.
but is he a bad dad?
Not necessarily. I mean, I guess I'm not the worst dad in the world.
In fact, what do you and your son do together?
Well, we used to do a lot, and I try. And he seems to understand most of the time.
So as you look back now at what we've been talking about, how would you see yourself as a dad?
I'm okay. I'm an okay dad. Just a lot of stress right now.
So your interaction with your son is...
It's not what I want, but it's okay. I like it to be better. But he loves me and I love him, and I guess we'll work it out.
So how do you feel now that some of those things have
Wow.
gone through your mind?
Wow, better.
What do you make of that?
When I started thinking about what Joe had said and what you just said, and kind of looked at realizing I'm not always a bad dad, when I started thinking I was good enough, I don't know, it suddenly felt better.
Great.
Yeah.